Give me just a second and I'll be here. I know y'all can hear me because I know y'all heard this music, right? Good late evening, everyone. It's your girl, Rain Woman. Welcome back to all of my returning supporters, and welcome to all of my new supporters. Welcome. We're going to go ahead and get ready to get right on into it. I hope you all have had a great weekend, a great day, right? Whether you celebrate Christmas or not, I hope that today was a good day for you. Um, all right. Let me go through the chat and see who do we have in the chat so far. Hey, Sabrusi, the Alfie Kingdom podcast. Good to see you, Emmanuel Briggs. Hi, good to see you. Shalom, Monster Moshe. Yes, love, all is well. Real life is not in sour pace. Always good to see you. Kendrick Celestin, what up? I'm great, thank you. And she we hear and see over. And all heart, grit, and grind. Hey, good evening. So, before I get into it, everybody, let's take a guess. So we're gonna do a Christmas story. You all take a guess. What do you think, as a child or growing up, was my best part or my favorite thing about Christmas? Do you think it was the tree? Do you think it was gifts? Do you think it was spending time with family? What do you think? Do you think it was the breaks from school? What do you think was my favorite part of Christmas growing up? And if you're sipping on anything, tell me what you're sipping on. Or if you're snacking, tell me what you're snacking on. And tell me how was your day today? And thank you all for already hitting the like button. I really appreciate you. I'm interested in seeing what you guys' guesses are. No guesses yet? Hi, sexy monkey. Greetings. Good to see you. Hope all is well. Oh, that's hot. Okay, so I'll tell you. Growing up for me, the best part of Christmas was decorating the tree. Hi, Dominic B. Good to see you. I used to really love doing the tree. Hi, Will. Good to see you. Yes, Emmanuel, and spending time with family. Yes. As a matter of fact, it was doing the tree, spending the time with the family, doing the tree, because we would decorate it together. So it was always, when we had a box tree, it was pulling the box out all the time, making sure you had all the ornaments, going through the ornaments. What up? I am pretty damn gangster. It was picking through all of the shiny, glittery things, the ornaments, deciding what lights we were going to use, and picking the topping. And just being really goofy, really silly with it. And then it was also watching people open the gift, but it was also picking the paper for the gifts. We were very particular about how we wrapped our gifts, right? And I don't know, it was something about the joy at the time, the joy of the season, right? And I used to love shopping with my mother for everybody else's gifts. Just to see the look on everybody else's face, and to remind my mom, like, oh, so and so said they want this, or I heard him say this. And my brother and I, sometimes we would trick each other into ways, trick each other into sharing what you wanted without indicating that we were going to be planning on getting this, right? So that was my favorite part. And then I want to tell you that today I actually don't celebrate Christmas, right? I haven't personally celebrated Christmas in almost 30 years. 30 years. And it doesn't take away, though, from the memories and the thrill of the atmosphere. It doesn't take away the memories that were built during it. But when I stopped celebrating Christmas, I'm going to turn the volume down a little bit lower. So I was actually in the military when I stopped celebrating Christmas. And it was the Most High. It was the Most High. It was God that led me away from celebrating Christmas. Let me give this disclaimer. This is my story. This is my experience. And it doesn't have anything to do with or about anyone else. This is not about making you feel bad if you do celebrate it. It's not about making you feel bad if you don't celebrate it. I'm telling you part of my story, part of my journey, okay? So when if you don't know, I'm a veteran, and I'm actually a war veteran. I served in Desert Shield, Desert Storm. So, right, I am pretty damn gangster. And it was during my tour, during my deployment, that the Most High started dealing with me and sharing things with me and began pulling me away from the holidays. And it was around Christmas time. Because I celebrated this Christmas, I was overseas during this Christmas. Now, growing up, I can honestly say I never had a bad Christmas. Never. Whether I received a lot of gifts or whether I received few gifts, every gift I have ever received during Christmas has been beautiful, have been meaningful, have been valuable. Every last single one. I wouldn't trade that time for nothing in the world. Okay. So imagine, and I love to shop. When I started working, when I went into the military, the first Christmas that I had away from home, y'all, I could not wait. When I tell you I could not wait, I could not wait to spend my check on my loved ones. I could not wait. I could not wait. I had so much fun using all of my own money, all of my own hard-earned money. Because growing up, it was money that was given to me or that was allowed for me to spend, right? So I had so much fun just even thinking about it. I had so much excitement and just thinking about and planning months ahead, like, man, I can't look. It was like I couldn't get paid fast enough to go shopping. I couldn't get paid fast enough to send packages off. I couldn't get paid fast enough. That's how much I loved it, right? And so I still have gifts that were given to me from over the years, and I still have gifts because both of my biological parents are deceased, but I still have gifts that were kept, that they kept, that were given to them, especially my mom over the years, right? And when I when I stopped celebrating Christmas, it was, as much as I loved doing all of that, when it was hard for other people around me, especially family, to understand, try to understand me not celebrating Christmas, right? And my mom, oh my goodness, my mom did not know what to do with herself over it. Okay, she just did not know what to do with herself because just like me, we are givers. Okay, we are givers. I love, to this day, I love giving gifts. I love surprising people. I love sharing. I just love it. It's just, you know what? I just love it. And so my mom is very much like I am. So she did not know what to do with herself, you know, with having a child, be it grown, that was no longer celebrating Christmas, right? People don't know what to do either, right? Now here I was, y'all. I was like 21. Pretty much in my family, I'm still pretty much at that time, but even now, but at that time especially, even though I've done graduated, even though I'm in the military, I'm fighting, I'm in the war and all this stuff, in their eyes, I'm still a little girl. In their eyes, I am still a baby. So my mom could not wrap her mind around her daughter, her little girl, not celebrating Christmas. I had, as much as I love, and when I tell you love, y'all, I mean love. I love decorating the tree with my family. I love fighting over the lights. I love hiding the gifts. I love sneaking to shake boxes and trying to, oh, what might this be? What you think is in here? Right? Love every bit of it. Love taking the pictures. Now, I'll say this. I ain't never really been fun about sitting on no Santa's lap. Okay, that ain't never been my thing where I want to sit on no strange man's lap and tell him nothing. Okay, no, but I'll go stand by you. Right? I don't really want to be on your lap. No. No. I don't really want to be on your lap. But my mom would always come, or my brother would always come and be right there with me. So, but I used to also like dress up. Used to like to dress up. You know, who's gonna play like Santa's wife and things like that. So my mom couldn't wrap her mind around it. She had a hard time adjusting because it was like, so you don't want me to give you anything? So you don't want gifts? You don't want and it when I was like, the thing is I'm not trying to say, you can't celebrate it. I'm not trying to say, don't give me anything. But what I'm saying is like, it's not a big deal. Like, it's not that big. It's just not. When God started taking me away from it, it was just a done deal for me. I was cool. And so I would tell people, my mom would be like, but I'm still going to get you something, you know. And you have to try to find ways around the whole Merry Christmas and all that, right? Right? 'Cause everybody loves saying Merry Christmas. And they don't know what to say. At the time, people really did not know what to say when they say Merry Christmas and you're just like, Happy Holidays. I acknowledge that it is a holiday. I acknowledge the time off. I acknowledge all of that. So happy holidays. Hope you have a nice one. And then when it came to the gifts, I would say, if you're going to give me something, let me just go ahead and open it now. Let me tell you what I would not do, and to this day I have not done since then. You cannot get me to get under a tree for a gift. You hear me? If my inheritance was under a tree, I would not receive that inheritance. I just will not. I just will not. If it is under the tree, I'm not getting it. If you tell me there is $1 million under the tree for me, now let me tell you something. I'm going for that $1 million, but I'm not going for that tree. I will knock the tree over. I will get the tree all the way out of the way. Because I'm not going under the tree. And here's why. I relate going under the tree, bending, being under knees. And this is, again, y'all, listen, this is my story. This is not about you, okay? This is not about you. It's me. I relate that to like bowing down. And I'm not going to do it. But I will get that tree out the way. And then I know probably, this is not what we expect from a woman. I know. But anyway, so I would encourage people since then, if you have a gift for me, let's look at it this way. If you have a gift for me, go ahead and give it to me ahead of time. Don't even wait till Christmas. Because after that, I started thinking about things not just spiritually, but even more logically for me. Like, what if you have a gift for someone for Christmas, you buy it in November, but you're waiting for them to receive it on Christmas, but they die before Christmas? Now that may seem a little bit morbid, but that's a reality, right? That's a reality. So I'll be like, just don't even wait. If you purchase it in October, go ahead and give it to me in October. If I have something for you, in November, I'm going to go ahead and give it to you in November. But my mom, and then there are a few others after that that just could not, they had a hard time wrapping their mind around that. But eventually, it took some time. It really took years. It's funny how what you don't do will condemn other people, even though you're not doing or saying anything to condemn them. Right? They'll take on the whole condemnation thing all on their own. They'll take on a whole conviction all on their own. And even be offended, right? Even be offended, even though you're not even trying to. Some people get mad at you. Like, you ever get invited to like a party? Because this would happen. Like, I'll be invited to like the Christmas parties at work and stuff like that. And sometimes I'll show up, and sometimes I wouldn't. And it didn't matter to me. I wasn't bothered by it, I wasn't fazed by it, but the employers, the bosses, the supervisors might be offended because you don't show up for the Christmas party. But one thing, first of all, I'll be conditioned that there's a way that you act on your job and with those that you work with that's separate, from your friends and stuff. So even if we're cool, like people getting drunk at the Christmas party, and things like that, and I would say, I'm gonna say, getting loose. If you're of a mature age, you understand getting loose, right? And I am of a mature age, but you start getting too comfortable, too loose, telling secrets and talking to people about who you don't like, you know, how you wish certain people didn't get the bonuses and stuff like that while you're drunk and tipsy or sleeping with somebody. You can't take that back. You cannot take that back. Once that happens, I mean, that's just, and everybody knows, like, you can't take it back, right? So if I go, like, I'm just going to be in attendance anyway, and I'm going to have fun and be laid back. But trust me, you, and all of my fun and all my laid back, it ain't never been so relaxed that anybody gonna have anything to hold over my head later on. Oh, no sirree, no sirree, no ma'am, no. But anyway, hey, go Professor, good to see you. Yes, she over here. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. But even with that, with people being offended because you don't celebrate Christmas or because you don't show up for the party or whatever, they think you mad at them because you didn't show up, right? And then, and then some people are trying to force you, they want to condemn you for not doing something that you just said that you don't want to do, right? But then here's the real kicker. The real kicker is, if you don't volunteer any information about why you don't celebrate, because I never really volunteered why I wasn't celebrated anymore. But when someone would ask, then I would share. And when I would share why I don't celebrate Christmas anymore, people would be like, they want to tell me their gospel. They want to tell me their gospel, or they want to tell me, what we do for the kids. They start getting defensive about it. Listen, you ain't. I'm gonna go ahead and put what my folks call me, Nikki. Listen, you do not have to justify to Nikki about why why you want to celebrate. You don't have to defend the tree to me. You don't have to defend the tinsel, the tinsel. You ain't got to defend any of that. You don't have to defend none of it. But you asked me, why you mad? Why you mad? Because you asked me my story. Now let me go over here and sit down and drink my Kool-Aid, drink my tea, and let you work with what you're working with, right? But over the years, it's gotten easier for others. It was already easy for me. I'm not gonna say it was totally easy. To not do it was, but there were times that I still love going around my family, because I could still go around my family, right? But there were so many times, several times, right, where I would be around my family and they're like opening the gifts and stuff and trying to come and bring me a gift. And then they're like looking like, where my gift at? Where my gift at? And listen, I might bring some wine, but I'm empty handed. I don't, I'm not coming in, I'm not pulling all the gifts out the back seat. I'm not popping the trunk, you know, loading these things out. I'm like, I'm not. So then now people don't know, like, okay, I have to exchange like that. Then next year, the following year, they don't know, like, should I give her a gift or not? Is she taking the gifts? Is she giving the gifts? Is it fair? Is it fair, that she's receiving gifts, but she's not giving any, if I don't get anything back? And then trying to explain to kids, other little kids, But over time, again, it gets a little bit easier. Got a little bit easier, a little bit easier. And the only way I can explain to people be like, the first year, you see things a little different. And then the second year, I see things a little bit more different. And it would be like almost every year around Christmas time, something else logical will come to mind and come into play for me, right? So I noticed more when I stopped celebrating Christmas. I noticed more how much people complain about the gifts that they got from other people. Like, I noticed how ungrateful people were. Now, am I the only one? Tell me something. Whether you celebrate Christmas or not, have you ever noticed someone being ungrateful behind the gift? And I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna sip on this tea. I'm sipping on some super mix, superfood green tea. It's matcha with um. What else? Hold on a second. This is a great tea. Hold on. So the tea I'm sipping on is matcha, maca, moringa, wheatgrass, and barley grass. Hi, Maurice, still good to see you. I normally would drink this in the morning in the place of coffee, but since I was going to be up doing this stream, I wanted a little natural boost. And I wanted to also be able to come down and go to sleep when I'm ready to go to sleep. So, and I also had a little bit of an edible. I took me a bite off of an edible. So I'm feeling really good and I'm going to sleep really good. And we're going to get to this stream. So, she says, I always had a friend who wanted a $600 part for his car. Instead, got a $900 coat. See, so yeah, there's always somebody that'll be ungrateful. And when I noticed that, I would just be like, the whole thing about giving and receiving gifts, it's not supposed, in my opinion, it's not supposed to be like a free-for-all. It's not supposed to be where you're just a total come up. It's not about you having a come up, right? It's not about you feeling like you won the lottery during Christmas, but it's somebody giving you something from their heart, Somebody thought about you. Somebody thought enough of you to gift you. And because it didn't cost an X amount of money. Like I would see people be like, oh, this came from a discount store. Because you know, sometimes people can take the tags off. Or it's not name brand. Or they already have something like it. Not exactly, but they have something like it. I'm grateful. Then I noticed this. More than ever, this stood out. People fighting in the stores. I'm like, now, when I was celebrating Christmas, I never really noticed this like this before. People are fighting for spaces and places in line. They're going to fight over a parking space. Today, well, not today, not during COVID, but you know, people get volatile. Volatile. Um, rest, and especially women. Let me tell you guys, women, we are brutal in the stores over a sale and over if it's the last product or if it's the limited number. We get really brutal. Even old ladies, So I'm not surprised, you know, about children or young adults fighting in situations like this because you have old ladies that will be wrestling over a blouse. They will push you into bags. They'll push you into shopping carts. Okay? Women get really brutal. So I noticed that. And I was like, wow, it's amazing. The whole Merry Christmas goes right out the window. The whole Happy Holidays, it goes right out the window when you're both want the same blouse or somebody picked it up first and it's about to come to blows. The whole Happy Holidays and Merry Christmas goes right out the window. That holiday spirit, it goes right out the window. And then something else stood out. Something else stood out. What else stood out was dead. Dead. What stood out was people spending their last, literally their last, on Christmas. People feeling bad when they felt like they didn't have enough or they couldn't get for someone. People would people would get depressed if they couldn't participate in the gifting. And, you know, and I thought, well, that's not cool. We shouldn't make people feel bad because they cannot participate in the gifting. And we shouldn't make people feel, we shouldn't feel entitled and we shouldn't make people feel bad. Or shouldn't say bad. We shouldn't make people feel good or feel bad. We should make people, how do I say this? We should not make people feel bad for regretting spending so much money and then not having anything left over. A lot of people find it very tough to budget around this time. You feel like you gotta give everybody something. I come from a large family on all sides. If I did celebrate Christmas, it would be impossible to give everybody something and not empty my bank account. And so then I was like, wow, let's think about this. Where is the logic with spending more than you actually have on gifts for one day, for one season, and then double it back up again for New Year's Eve, and then spend the rest of the year, or at least 4 to 6 months of the year, paying off those debts from Christmas. And when you finally got everything clear again, to go back and do it all over again. Then, say you have an emergency, like you have a car, your car break down, and the car needs to be repaired. But you don't have the money to repair the car because you spent all the money during Christmas or during the holiday season. So you try to borrow money. And then you can't borrow it out from one place. You got to borrow from multiple people because everybody spend money. So where you might could have gotten 600 from somebody, now you got to get like 200 from this person over here. You got to borrow 10 from here and 100 from there and 50 from here. And I was like, wow. Now I'm gonna be honest, when I was spending my check from the military, I was living in a barracks and I didn't have any bills. The car I had was paid for. I didn't have a car note. The car I had was paid for. I could eat from the barracks in our cafeteria. They had our meal room. I could eat in the meal room. So I really didn't have any expenses. So for me to spend my check on gifts, I really wasn't losing anything. But guess what? I wasn't saving anything either. I didn't save anything. I literally spent the whole check. Now, I didn't regret it. I did not regret it at all. Because like I said, I love to give. I love to give. And I didn't have a family. I didn't have a husband and children. I had me. So over the years, more and more, like I would say for about 5 years, it was always something different that I was noticing. But the one thing I still love, no matter what, was being around my loved ones. And sometimes people would be like, wonder how could I feel comfortable watching everybody else or being in an atmosphere and not really participating. And it was really because I take joy in other people's joy. There were a few times when I would give because I didn't give anything throughout the year. And once again, y'all, this is my story. It's about me. It's not about y'all. It's about me. It's about me. It's not about you. It's about me. It's not about you. So anyway, I give throughout the year. Anyway, Christmas is a bonus. Christmas would always be like a bonus. But if something was going on, like when I got out of the military and in between jobs and stuff, sometimes I didn't have it to give like I like to give throughout the year. Not like I like to give, because I really like to give. So then, if I had come up towards the end of the year, then I would give gifts at the end of the year. And I would let it be known. It's not a Christmas gift. I didn't get a chance, I wasn't able to give like before. So here. And then that became my tradition. So then my tradition shift. My personal tradition became to give in the beginning of the year. I started giving. I started the year out giving. And I don't go broke over it. And I'm not going to go broke over it. Listen here, I am preparing for retirement. I am not going to go broke over it. But there's still some very beautiful things. Like, I was reflecting today about the smiles on people's faces at this time growing up. My mother, when I was deployed in Saudi Arabia, my mother had sent me a pillow. It was a custom-made pillow, and it says, "Daughter, you're special. I love you." And that pillow to this day looks just as good. It is in as great condition today as what it was some 30 years ago. I reflected on the time one of my grandmothers gave me a Transformer watch. I was not into Transformers at all. Okay, I was not. But my grandmother thought it was just a really cool, cute thing to have. I don't have it anymore. I've always been kind of rough on watches. Now imagine this Transformer watch. I mean, and it really did transform. Like, it had legs and arms. You could pull them out, and they would fold and bend right there while it was on your wrist. And it was red and yellow and black. Even though I didn't like Transformers, it was the thought behind it. So I played with it, and I wore it just because of the thought behind it. And she smiled so big when she gave it to me. So it was for her smile. And there's just so many more. So here's what, you know what? If you celebrate Christmas, be grateful for every gift that you receive. No matter how much the gift costs, no matter if it's name brand, no matter if it's something that you can use for right now or later or never, be grateful for the gift. Because for one, someone giving you something means they thought something of you. They thought of you, period. And it's a beautiful thing to be in the thoughts of someone else. It's something. Giving is selfless. There is a form of selflessness that comes with that. Now, some people give out of their own selfish reasons, but you still be grateful. Don't even worry about that. Still be grateful. Be grateful that somebody had you on their mind to give. If they gave you a single dollar, if they gave you 4 quarters, be grateful that you were on their mind to give something out of their self. Hey, the spot. Greetings. Same to you. Be blessed and stay safe. Thank you for the greeting. Next lesson. So yes, my story time comes with a lesson. Next lesson. Whether you celebrate Christmas, the holidays or not, do you, and don't let doing you infringe upon anybody else. Doing you, don't let doing you impede upon anyone else. You no more have a right to infringe upon anyone else's as they have upon you. Do you, and let them do them. Next lesson. If you really love them, love them, whether they do things as you would do them or not. You know, you can love people without loving their ways. Or you can love people without loving things, some things about them, without liking everything about them or everything they do or don't do. If you love them, if you're gonna love them anyway. Just love them. Love them, just love them because you love them. Period. Next lesson. Don't be fighting. Don't be fighting over no gifts. Don't be fighting at the stores. It's not that serious. It's not worth anybody getting hurt over. It's not worth anybody having a very sullen night because somebody beat you to it. It's not. It's not worth you sulking for days over. It's not. This is a materialistic society, a very materialistic, consumer-driven society. Trust me, if you can't, before you fight over that one thing, just go get something else. Your options are unlimited. Truly they are. Just let them have it. Next lesson. I would encourage you to not go into deep debt. I don't like debt, period, quite honestly. Speaking of which, while I'm at it, savings minus debt. The channel, savings minus debt. I would encourage you, everyone, anyone, anybody who's anybody, which means all of you because everybody around here is somebody. So anybody who's anybody. Subscribe to Savings Minus Debt. Subscribe to Glendon Cameron, The Hustler's Kung Fu, Savage Finance. Subscribe to those channels. Subscribe to Yourself White Teeth. And the reason why I'm shouting out these channels for subscriptions is because they talk a lot about business. They talk a lot about money and getting out of debt. And they talk about a lot about if you want to relocate out of the country. All those things. They don't all talk about the same things. Savings Minus Debt talks about money and getting out of debt. Glendon talks about money and business. Glendon Cameron talks about money and getting out and business. Getting out of the country. Expat, relocation services. as well as many other things. Use of my teeth. And they're not gender biased. They're not racial biased at all. It's full audience. Anybody can be over them. And that's important. Next lesson. Don't feel bad. Don't feel bad if you can't give the way you would want to give. It's okay. It's okay. If not this year, maybe next year. If not next year, maybe the year after that. It's okay. What matters is what's in your heart. That's what matters. It's what's in your heart. Giving people you. If you can't give them a gift, you can always give them the gift of your time. Because time is valuable, right? Time is a great gift. And we all want somebody's time in some shape, form, or fashion. Unless you crave to be an island unto yourself, we all want someone's time. Give the gift of being a help to someone with something that they may need help with, like, I don't know, fixing a car, or help with something around the house, or help with some kind of care. The gift of you, a phone call. A phone call goes a long way. So don't feel bad if monetarily you couldn't give the way you may have wanted to. Don't feel bad. Now, for the religious people or the spiritual people, however you want to put it, and for not, how about this? If you say that this holiday is about the Most High, really that's the reason behind the season. Have you given yourself to the Most High? And if you haven't, will you give yourself to the Most High? Will you give the Most High your heart? Will you give the Most High your life? Will you give the Most High the beginning and the ending of your day? Will you give the Most High the things that you are deeply concerned about, or that you're deeply hurt over and no one really has an answer to? Will you give the Most High that? Because you can't. There's nothing that you can't take to the cross. Nothing. There's nothing that you can't take to the Most High. Nothing. Nothing at all. Will you give someone the gift of prayer? And we all need prayer. We all need prayer. So that's my Christmas story. That is my Christmas story. Thank you all for tuning in, listening to my Christmas story. I appreciate it. We appreciate you. I'm going to go back through the chat, and then we'll call it a night. If you have any questions or anything, you can go ahead and drop it in the chat room before I get out of here, and you can leave it in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Let me know how you feel. Give me your opinion. It's welcome. So let's see here. Master Moshe, Silver, Dominic B. Someone mentioned the music. Okay. Oh, by the way, I've been well, Kendrick. I have. Thank you. Emmanuel Briggs, yes, spending time. I will always love spending time with family, no matter what. Oh, Sexy Monkey. So Sexy Monkey asks, it's okay to play music on streams, but now I've done that, it gives me copyright claims. Okay, so Sexy Monkey, the music that I'm playing is non-copyright music. It is copyright-free music from royalty-free music from Epidemic Sounds. I will drop the link for you. Let me see. Are you still here? Yes, you are. Let me drop the link for you. Or maybe I will, here's what I'll do. I will drop the link for you in one of your videos, okay? In the comment section of one of your videos. But yes, this is royalty-free music. Now, honestly, there are many times that I have played and will play copyright music on this channel, but this channel is not, cannot, and will not be monetized. YouTube is making some different changes, so I don't know how much I can get away with in the near future with that. But after being, after having my channel struck last year, it was for several months, or was it? Yeah, last year for several months. YouTube kind of, I don't know. Telling them my channel's not going to be monetized. I had no intention of monetizing it, and they really have not given me any problems. It will get blocked in some countries, but they won't. They won't put me on any kind of punishment. So I don't know. I'm grateful, but I'm not gonna push it. I'm not gonna push it with them. So let's see. Oh, Sexy Monkey says he hasn't celebrated. Oh wait, no, there's a movie. Someone watched the movie. Oh, All Heart Beating Grind said he watched the Christmas Story movie today for the for the 100th time. Do you know the lines by now? And Pretty Damn Gangster watched it too. Still seeing parts in a new way. Oh, really? You saw parts of it in a new way? Maybe I will watch it. Let's see here. Dollar Bill said, we used the same fake tree for several decades. Bringing that tree to life one more year became right. Dollar Bill. The box could be torn up, right? And no matter what, you're going to get that doggone tree in that box, okay? And you're going to find a way to make that tree look marvelous, like it was never in a box. Loved it. Man, the one time we had a real tree was our last time having a real tree, okay? Because my mother was like, she was over it with the pines everywhere. She was like, she was over it. And you know what? I was too. Sexy Mikey says, personally, I haven't done Xmas for over 20 years. Now the driving force is too commercial for me anyway. Listen, I could go on and on about the commercialism, but we will save that for another time, Sexy Monkey. But I feel you. Holidays for me are seeing people I love happy. I enjoy that part. Yes, Pretty Damn Gangster. Seeing people you love happy. I don't know why it is. Give me some time to think about it and come up with some kind of theory, and I will. I don't know why the holidays have people appear more loving and more happy than any other time of the year besides their birthday or besides their wedding. Something like that, right? It's like people get extra loving. Even sometimes some families or family members might even push their any issues that they have aside for that day. For that one day, we're going to put our issues aside. But if we can put our issues aside for that one day, what's stopping us from putting those issues aside any other day? Why this? Why does it have to be a holiday? Emmanuel, thank you for your service, woman. Oh, thank you, Emmanuel. I really appreciate that. For real, wow. Thank you for yes, all right, great. Yes, for real. I've seen comeback. She said, I've had some bad. It's the cost of growing in the hood. But my kids can't have a bad one. Better than I ever had. That's what's up, she. So, you know, it's making it better for the next generation, right, she? I get it. All right, I am all caught up on the chat. Yep, I'm all caught up on the chat. Everyone, thank you all for coming through. Have yourselves a great night. I appreciate you, and we will see you around again. I'm scheduled to come on again tomorrow and talk about healing. Or not. Or not. Peace. God bless. Love y'all. Mwah.